Hello to you, my Facebook community. I just wanted to check in today, and I was really feeling inspired yesterday to share a little bit about my story. And I did this yesterday in my private Facebook group for parents and supporters, but I wanted to do this here as well because as I was sitting in meditation yesterday, which I do every day, just a 10-minute breath work and checking in with myself, routine that I have each day, I just had this strong calling to share my story. And I think what brought this calling up is that this week in my group I am running a challenge. It's called Beyond Anxiety: Pathways to Calm. And it's a challenge that is near and dear to my heart. I am always in process and in practice of continuing to build a life of peace and a life of calm, and continuing to recover from being a person that's addicted to anxiety and a person whose life is basically determined and dictated by negative patterning that's founded upon anxiety. So I wanted to share that here with you. I have shared my story a few times, but I know I have a lot of new people who have liked the page and a lot of new people who I have just started to connect with. So the story is, for me as a teenager, I was super consumed by everything that I was doing. I played 2 sports. I played soccer and basketball in high school. I was taking AP classes. I was in a very rigorous schedule. I was performing in those classes. I was getting good grades. I, was on the honor roll. I had boyfriends throughout throughout high school. So I had a couple boyfriends. I was in relationships. I had social groups. I was very, very busy, and on the surface, or, from the outer appearance, it looked like I was successful, right? I had the grades, I had the friendships, and in fact, I had family. I had 2 parents who were involved. They asked me about my day, they engaged with me, they supported me when there were things I wanted to accomplish, or clubs I wanted to join, or camps I wanted to take. They were there for me, they supported that. And they were also willing to, or they were in conversation with me. They were there showing that I could open up to them and working to build a relationship. So I had on the surface all of the things that it should take or could take to be in a happy place and to live a good existence. But what I really started to learn is that I was looking to the outside. I was looking to these sources, my grades, for affirmation, to tell me that I'm enough, right? In order to feel good, I had to have that A, I had to have that 100. If I didn't feel enough. So I was really becoming a person I was striving for perfection, and there was not a lot of how does this make me feel as a human? Or how are these achievements helping me grow as a person? That would be more internal, but for me it was the external validation that I was constantly looking for. And this really started to deteriorate because throughout this process, I became involved in an emotionally abusive relationship, and I was not able to stand up for myself. I was not able to name the challenges and to name the pain that I was in. I was not able to stand up for myself in this relationship, to go to my parents who are supportive and ask them for help, to turn to any other adult and ask for help. And while I did have friends that were signaling to me that this relationship was not healthy or healing for me, I continued to stay in this pattern because I was receiving some sort of external validation, or I felt that I had to be in this relationship to figure out how I could be enough, right? So I was addicted to that patterning. And so this story, my story, is what's really inspired me to do the work that I do with teenage clients. And I am very, very passionate about the work of elevating the voice of our teenagers, of helping them find their authentic voice. And this is not a voice of entitlement. This is not a voice of conceit. This is a voice of empowerment and truly being in self-awareness and being in a self-expression that is right and that is healthy. And so I am doing the work of helping teens find their voice and helping them to be able to speak up when they are in a situation that's not serving them, and to be able to feel confident and to feel a sense of self-love that comes from within them rather than from the outside. So this is my story today. I just felt this calling to share with you all, And I would love to hear from you. If this sounds like you as a teenager, contact me, share below, or send me a private message. Or if you feel that your teen is maybe going through some of these experiences where they seem to be performing, but you can sense that something is off, comment below or private message me. I'd love to hear and be able to help. And so this is just a moment to reflect on all things teenager. So your experience as a teenager or your experience in parenting a teenager. And just notice, are there perhaps negative patterning that's happening or that look for the external for affirmation? And is there a need for continued self-love and self-expression? So comment below, let me know what you're thinking, or send me a private message if you feel more comfortable that way. And I look forward to keeping this conversation going and elevating the voice of our teenagers. Hope you all have a great week and take care.